of wood that have letters on them. Sorry, good thing that's not metal, I would have wrecked it. These are letters made of maple. This is modern stuff. So this was made in the 20th century. But this is typical. And it's an example of what the type looks like. So you can pass that out. And then what happened in Gutenberg's time is they would get these things called balls, and they were leather with cotton or some kind of stuff inside, soft material, and they would pound on a stone, and I have a stone right here. So this is an inking stone. So you put ink on the stone, and you would pound on the stone using this leather pad called a gall. And then you take the gall over to the type, and you would, with two galls, do this and pound ink onto the type surface. And then put a piece of paper here using some little metal pins to hold it in place. And interestingly, Gutenberg's system was very, very precise. He had to print front and back with very, very tight precision. So he had a system of pins, and we still use that system, where there are these little needles sticking up from this plate, which is called the tin pan. And they would position the paper or the animal skin on top of it and poke holes in it. And then close the top of the tin pan using a piece called a frisket, which is nothing more than a mask to hold the paper in place. And then you close the entire thing, which brings the paper in contact with the type. And then on the Gutenberg press, they didn't have enough pressure to print both pages at once. They printed 2 pages at a time. They would roll this in, and then their platen, which is this monster here, was half this size. So they would perhaps roll it in halfway, like that, and print it, and then roll it in the other half and print the second page. In this case, we pull on this lever, and it prints the entire form in one piece. Now, this is a 19th century press. This was a newspaper press. It was owned by a newspaper up in the Gold Rush area. We think it was the Sutter newspaper, but we don't know for sure. The press has an interesting history. Palmer tried to nail it down, and he discovered that it was owned by an itinerant newspaper printer who would take it from place to place periodically and set up and print a newspaper for a while, and it all had to do with the wealth of the gold rush. So this press goes back to the California Gold Rush, which is pretty cool. So then you would open the press, and then open the tin, and then open the frisket, and take a sheet of paper out, and it would be printed. Now, they would spray the paper with water before printing it to make it damp, because it was more malleable. And then they would hang it on a clothesline to dry. And they would have young boys. What's your name? You can be the printer's devil. That would have been Will's job, and he would have been about his age and size, and he would be given the task of taking those sheets and running them off to the drying lines. And so we'd have a couple of Wills working in the shop, and you'd have an inker, and you'd have a big, strong pressman, and so that would be your press crew. And sometimes students have said, well, that's slow. Oh yeah, it's pretty slow. You can print one every few minutes, maybe a couple of minutes. But how was it done before that?
By hand.
By hand. A scribe would spend several days, maybe a day, per page, hand